check, check. Okay. Anyway, good afternoon, folks, and welcome to the 2025. No, 2025 U18 Provincial Curling Championships here at the Gage Golf and Curling Club. Yeah, there we go. We're just thought we had all our technical difficulties dealt with, but evidently we do not. So we will work through those as the game is going underway. Delete. Of course, we are just deleting this screen and this frame. You'll have a black screen. And we'll add the camera back in. And we do apologize for the technical difficulties. Everything was up and running, and of course, at the 11th hour, it kind of all crashes. There, let's try that. Just do this.
Yeah. He's not trying. Trevor Hanson's known for his. Yeah. We laugh about it a lot. Yeah. Find all the options. Yeah. Like, players will find all the options. Yeah. I don't go over that.
And there we are, folks. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but we are here at the U18 Provincial Championships here at the Gage Golf and Curling Club. Of today's feature match is between Team Brown and Team Braedley. Team Brown being from the Thistle St. Andrew Curling Club, and Team T Braedley at that, from Gladstone out in Fredericton Junction. And this event, of course, takes the teams to a national event. Two teams actually travel to the national, which is great to see. That provinces get kind of multiple representatives in there. And that wraparound attempt just kind of comes up a little short, but it bumps that up. And now Team Brown looking to split the house. There we go. That one just kind of sails through the house. So Team Brayley will work on getting these rocks updated to show what's going on. There we go. As we work sort of our technical difficulties here. So there we go. That rock is going down to the other end. Trying to wrap this around all that cover. And a big scrub, try to carry it through. These teams, of course, had 2 9-minute practices with the last shot draw. And Team Braedley, of course, coming up on top on the LSD. LSDs will be used for tiebreakers if required. And a big scrub here, trying to get it down into the T line, split the house, make it harder for a double to be played. We are down to skip stones. We are here, of course, at the Gage Golf and Curling Club. We are in the throes of it all. We get the fans in the stands right behind us, watching the games play out. These rocks, of course, having a lot more curl than some of these teams might be used to. Of course, they did have 10 minutes of practice, roughly 9-minute practice, 1 minute LSD to figure these stones out. I did see earlier in the week, um, the team here at the Gage Golf and Curling Club, they were texturing the rocks and getting them ready for this event. Of course, the texturing of the rocks is a requirement before all provincial events that lead to a national, and just kind of getting these rocks ready to have a lot of movement. And this rock is trying to get it down into the corner. So right now, by the looks of it, the blue is sitting first and second, maybe third. And if you are, of course, Team Braedley, send did not go the way you wanted it. In the trying to force the opposing team to one. So trying to make this double to get out of the end with a score of only two. And a big weight hit, and the team right on it right away to keep it straight out there. And this rock really taking off on them, and spills two out of there. So right now, blue looking like they're sitting shot stone, and blue sitting shot stone, and this will be the wide open draw for two, and a good way to start the game for Team Brown. Of course, we also see, as we're watching teams throw, we do see the coaches in behind the ice, something new that Curling NB and Curling Canada have done, um, allowing the coaches be on the ice at the junior level. We also see some, as you saw on the home end, as this is a big scrub to try to get it down there. And this is really taking off. And just pulled the strings on it just a little bit, and Team Braedley lucks out, up one. Team Brown taking one after one. Teams will now confer and meet uh, and with their coaches um, and go from there. So end number one in the books here at the U18 Provincial Curling Championships here at the Gage Golf and Curling Club. And we're back. And teams have the opportunity, of course, to meet with their coaches after every end for 30 seconds as they set up the next next end, talk about what went well, what needs to be worked on. Um, it's great for the athlete development. And we're going to get a center guard right up front. And of course, new rules this year as well. We have the um, no tick rule. And of course, right away, they're going to check to make sure if that's on the line. If it's touched the line, it cannot be removed from play. And if it can be, um, oh, and the young team from Frederick Junction with their first stones. So of course, the tick rule can't really remove the stone, but we would like to see it ultimately um, be used as a guard, keeping rocks in play. Sorry for the radio silence, folks. I took a cough fit and needed a coffee, so I've got a coffee here at the King's Concessions here at the Gage Golf and Curling Club. And as we see play underway, we'll get us all caught up on our rock count. 2, 3. And playing cleanup, remove this blue stone. And this one here floated it out by the looks of it. And that's kind of the thing that happens when these rocks do get textured. They have a tendency to kind of hang on the line if you float it out and it won't come back. And it looks like that kind of caught them by surprise. Here's that little hip flop. So a little nudge in, sit two. So trying an in out hit. A big scrub to hold it out there. Inside out hits and shots tend to curl a little bit quicker as well. So they're going to do a hit and roll inside. This is kind of great. Trading hit for hit. And Kylie Munn taking her time lining up. Oh, and again, trying to play the hit and roll. Oops, all right, wrong screen. There we go. And rolled just too far. Trying to find that perfect weight. Of course, we have different provincial events that go on throughout the year for the juniors. So we do, this is kind of the first one that comes up. Is the U18. We have this one, of course, leads to national. We also have one, a U15 event, Kenny Coates down at Thistle St. Andrews. Um, that one, I said my last one was the sixth annual, and I think this is now going on almost 20, 25 years or more. Felipe Garcia could tell me that. No, sorry, Garcia, Felipe Marin. Um, and so that's dating me. So I often say the U15 is where you learn to play. U18 is where you learn to compete. And a lot of these teams are in their upper echelon, upper end of their junior careers and learning to compete so that they can go to the U20s here in a couple weeks and put on a good showing there and try to go to the national event for that. So as we see here, a couple teams just trying to get in there, and this outturn side is really throwing the teams, the Braedley team for a loop. Um, having a couple hang straight, throwing it, getting that weight up, and just kind of not working for them all that great at the moment. Um, the good thing is of course there are 7 ends left as Team Brown delivers their final stone or their first skip stones, not final stones. We're not there yet. Of course, I feel flustered. Anyway, as they continue on playing out on the ice. And that stone ended really in a unique spot. I said it is kind of tucked in behind the center guard a little bit, not quite all the way, but the corner is buried. And the Braedley team was now looking at playing the hit. Coach Wallace Carr coming out to discuss with the team what the call should be, making sure the team's mindset is cohesive and together, so that they can make the shot. And now, of course, through the discussion, um, the team uh, opting for uh, to change it up and draw down to it, which I think is the better call. I said, you have the ability to be about a foot and a half, 3 feet heavy. I said, you just can't be through the house heavy. Um, and this will give you the opportunity to kind of sit on top in shot stone position. Of course, Team Brown does have one stone left that they can kind of freeze you out of the button area, but certainly this call will make it a lot, if made, will allow the Team Braedley to kind of get out of potentially giving up a large steal of points. The team just kind of getting in there. Of course, this is always the tricky part being in the junior ranks. The teams throwing it, and they're, like I said, probably about 4 feet heavy, and had the catcher, it does stay open, and Team Brown is opting to follow them down and play the same thing. So Team Brown playing the down to it, and a brush, and a big scrub, and a well managed shot by Team Brown just to nudge it back. So having just seen that, and knowing, having just thrown it to the shot previously, Team Braedley is going to try to come down and sit on the inside corner, touching the button to score the point. So final stone of the second end for Team Braedley, and they get a big scrub. This stone tracking a lot straighter than they anticipated. And are they going to be able to chip it across? No, and it's just going to kiss off, and it is a steal of one here to finish the second end. Um, Not the outcome Team Braidley was looking for, but for what was shaping up, definitely uh, better outcome. Had the case of the heavies that end. It seemed like everybody on the out turn. So Wallace and team are going to meet at the hog line and discuss the outcome, and we'll be back. And we're back here at the 2025 U18 Provincial Curling Championship here at the Gage Golf and Curling Club. We are in end number three. This game is just breezing right along. Not as fast as the mixed doubles that were here about a month ago or so. Those games go by pretty quick as well. So we're going to do a little bit of a meet the teams here as play is going on. So for team throwing blue stones, that is Team Brown, and they are out of the Thistle St. Andrews Curling Club in St. John, New Brunswick. We have lead Ansley Johnson, second Sydney Dow, third Kylie Munn, and skip Iona Brown. They are throwing the blue stones here. They are currently up by two here in the third end. And then throwing the red stones is Team T Braidley, because we have more than one Braidley team playing this weekend uh, in this event. So we have on Team Braidley uh, at lead Lily Allen, second Kenzie Moore, third Kara Brown, and skip Tate Braidley. And they are representing the Gladstone Curling Club out in Fredericton Junction. And Lily making the hit and roll, just rolling too far. Um, if it was back in the day, I would say the curl is catching the team from the Gladstone group out, uh, not prepared for it. However, I do know the Gladstone Curling Club, their ice technician uh, is also Joe Mason, who is the ice technician at the Capital Winter Club. So uh, the ice conditions are comparable to what they would see here on most days. So just probably a few in-game jitters happening right now. They're just missing the rocks and the shots by just a hair. So needing to just settle down and focus on the shot. So Team Brown, here we go. Team Braedley. Put that rock back. And just again, case of the heavies for Team Braedley. And Team Brown drawing right into the back 12. Both teams kind of struggling with the speed of the ice at the moment. Of course, we see with Tate wanting a draw in behind. And draw down in. Does it stop in time? Does it curl too much? And I think it just curled a little bit too much to be shot still, but it is a good in a good position. So Team Brown just trying to come in behind it. One should be three. One, three. And so this one catching them out just a little bit. So Team Brown now caught out with the case of the heavies. And therefore, this is the opportunity Team Braedley is looking for, trying to get down to the end. A missed opportunity there with the tick off the guard. But can they get the direction of that stone to no, doesn't roll quite on there. And that one slips in behind the T line, probably a quarter buried. Our camera angle is off to the side just a little bit. Yeah, probably about quarter buried. So this hit is available. And just a whisper off that blue stone. So Team Brown going to try to get in there again. This game has been all Team Brown as of late. I said, and again, Team Braedley just on the wrong side of the inch, just a little bit, but that's how it rolls sometimes. Okay, and that one comes up just a little short. So now needing to play an inside out hit down the center line. So up the weight and the scrub to hold it straight. Does they get the hit and flop? Hit, flop. Rolls just a little too far, but very well managed by the sweepers. Now, it is time for Team Brown to respond. This is kind of their first crack at facing some sort of adversity and a tougher shot. And of course, Heather coming out for her interaction. And Heather out there talking with her team right now. It's a 30-second interaction. Uh, the where of course this is the level of we are learning to compete. Um, Teams are given one interaction per end. Uh, so Heather using her interaction. So now talking the team through to a different shot, trying to draw one in behind cover or play a tap up. I can't tell by that speed. And I am unsure of the call in this one. I know they were removing the redstone, and maybe that was the case. Remove the redstone and give up a one or two. Um, force the team, force the other team to use ice that hasn't been used all game. So that is a good call there. So anyway, so as we see here, we'll see what comes from Team T Braedley. So and a big scrub out of the team here. Of course, going way out there. Got to get it by the guard. Got to get it by. Got to get it by. Got to get it by. Into the 8 foot. Into the 4 foot. And a well managed shot by the sweepers. A well thrown shot by the skipper. And after 3 ends of play, we are now tied at 2 apiece. And now, of course, the teams meeting with their coaches to discuss the outcomes of the end. It wasn't looking pretty for Team Braedley at the start of that end, but the team dug deep and rebounded quite nicely, coming out with their two. Team Brown kind of getting caught with the speed a little bit and struggling that end. Um, so now we will see. Oh, the we will now see what Team Brown can do with the hammer. Uh, and Team Braedley just coming in a little deep. So the corner guard trying to go up. This rock looks a little heavy. Of course, these are 8 end games, so we are coming into the fourth end. At the end of this, we will have a break. There. So Team Brayley playing the hit and just didn't get out to the broom or didn't curl enough or threw too much weight. With these young teams, of course, that kind of can happen. Kind of like in golf, you see the guys they hit the long drive right off the tee, and oops, they hit the long drive right off the tee, and of course, um, you think that they're just gripping it and ripping it, and quite honestly, they're just focused on making good solid contact. And the good solid contact is what gets the distance on the ball. That's what I know about golf. Um, Now with the corner guard to try to protect their second shot, there is a corner showing. It is about edge on edge. It would be uh, attempting to play the hit, but the team is opting to draw around it. And of course, we're here at the Gage Golf and Curling Club. We are in the throes of it all as this stone is getting closer to that guard, and it does bounce it off. And we do have an instance where the rock goes back in place because it is the 5 rock rule. And as such, the red rock is removed from play. And you could tell already by that the by the reaction of the thrower that she did not like that throw at all. She felt like she set it out, and she does. So now Team Braedley being gifted that. Of course, Christmas was just about a week ago. So a little late Christmas present, probably coming in by Canada Post. So going to try and play the hit on this blue stone. Now, of course, 5 rocks have now been thrown, so even if it does wreck on the front, we're good. That rock can be removed from play. And they're playing that. They get by that one. It's going to go to a tick. It's just going to set up, create a nice little pocket there, but 2 red in the house and no blue in the house. So, uh, as they say in the Harry Potter world, mischief managed. So now we're going to try and play the double here for Team Brown, and try to generate their deuce. And if they are unsuccessful, try to carry the hammer into the 5th end. And a little shaky on that one, but good recovery. And throwing a center guard. So coming up a little short. Team Brown having the discussion, do we hit or do we drop? Both shots are correct. It's just what the players are comfortable with at this point in time. Again, Kylie Munn lining up. Kylie's parents are past winners of the Curling Club Championship, presented by Hoop Lasso. Um, so curling runs deep in that family. And a big scrub just started it out by the looks of it. Does make the red go away. And Team Braedley was looked to go behind the guard. Now, this is something that I've picked up on, or I'm kind of picking up on. Ideally, you would try to avoid playing around the stones of your opponent. However, if you think there's a run or there's something askew with one side of the sheet, you'll try to avoid it. So it looks like here we're playing this side of the sheet because they feel that they can get more curl out of the rock. So going to play down to it. And it is a good draw. Now that did kind of come too close, pass too close to the guard, so it's going to poke out the other side. But it's pretty well buried. So little kind of give them the cheeky side of it out there. So very well played, very well managed by the sweepers. And so now Team Brown is just going to opt to follow them down. And this one right here, get it through the port. Big scrub to try to draw it in there. Big scrub. And it just settles into the inside of it. Red still sits shot stone. Team Braedley now going to try and restrict access to that 4-foot button area, drawing down into the top 8-foot, top 12-foot, top 12-foot ideally, making the run a little harder. And we see Lily Allen trying to coax that over off that guard. And she just does it. What a great job by the sweepers, placing that stone exactly where they wanted it. So, Team Brown looking to pick it out on their first attempt. By one guard. And a successful pick. And it does sit around a lie too. So Team Braedley looking to play the short run tap to remove it from play. And unfortunately, Team Brayley does wreck on the guard. So this is now a draw for 3 by the appearance of it. And a big scrub out of the teams. And it is a score of 3 by the looks of it. So we will go into the fourth end break and we will come back. We have 4 ends up, 4 ends to go. Uh, and it's still anybody's game. And we are back here at the Gage Golf and Curling Club for the 2025 U18 Provincial Curling Championships. We are following the teams today of Team Brown from the Thistle St. Andrews Curling Club and Team Tate Braedley from Gladstone Curling Club. And we are still waiting for confirmation, of course, of the score before we post it on the stream. From everything that we saw, it was 3 from our camera angle, but of course, we will confirm it in the ones and zeros of the internet um, once it's put up on the scoreboard. So, of course, Team Brayley now has hammer here in N5, and here comes Kylie to put our score up for us. And it was, oh, yeah, and it was a 3 spot. So that's good. My eyes aren't going bad. So now Team Braidley setting up the what is called the junior deuce split in the house. And this rock's just gonna come in a little bit too deep. You wanted to keep that about the top, about the T line area. But anyway, that one was a miss hit. Oh, and this one too is a miss hit. So trading misses here at Second Stones. And another big scrub out of the team. This one being a lot closer. Lily trying to coax it over, and a good nose hit, and a good recovery at Second Stone for Team Braidley. And a hit and a flop. Ideally, you would have liked to sit around and make the other team try to trade the hit, but priority was make the stone go away, and they did that. So now we're going to try to split the house again and draw in. and a big scrub out of the front end. This has to touch the logo, has to touch the circles. Lily doing the smart thing, getting out of the way. Three sweepers is very ineffective and very inefficient and cut. And there we go, into the house, into the scoring area. Noah Stone, hit and stick. Good execution. So Team Braedley looking to follow down and hit the stone and nose it. And a big scrub out of Lily Allen. Big scrub. But no doubt there. And they still sit for two. So where this did land as the shot stone, Team Brown is opting to focus on that one. Still trying to force a miss and steal the end away. This one waits up a little bit, is going to get the hit, but will roll out. So Team Braedley going to throw one into the wings and try to keep this deuce alive. A deuce keeps you in the game. Will require a steal or a force of one to get back in the game, but it does keep you in the game. So this really curling, it might curl too far over, and that good weight, just not enough ice to catch the house. So opportunity here for Team Brown to get out of this and play the hit. Depending on where this lies, my guess is that if they do nose it, it still will be in the house, so it will have to be a stone to be played with. But if it rolls off at any given point, Team Braedley does have the ability to walk away and potentially blank this end. So Team Brown with their final stone. And they will get the inside flop. So this stone will have to be played with. So a couple unforced errors resulting in Team Brown getting back into this. And does it get the roll out? Does not get the roll out. And it is a force of one. And Team Braedley scores the point. End executed towards the end very well by Team Brown. A couple unforced errors by Team Brayley allowed Brown to get back into the end. So coaches will meet and confirm and devise a game plan for end number 6. We're back here at the Gage Golf and Curling Club in Ormocto, New Brunswick for the 2025 U18 Provincial Curling Championships. The feature game today is, of course, Team Brown versus Team Braedley. And of course, we have seen this be a 5-3 game so far. Also happening on the sheet next to it is Team Carter and Team Morrow. And right now, Team Carter, I believe, is up 10 nothing by the after 4 ends playing the 5th. So we're here in playing the 6th in our game, and of course, it's a 5-3 lead for Team Brown. Um, Team Brayley scrapping back into this game a little bit after going down by 2 early on. So it is a 2-point game. Uh, Anything can still happen. The tides can turn. Of course, Team Brayley's first stone going just a little too deep into the house, wanting that to be a center guard, so the other team can't deal with it. So these two young teams um, learning how to compete. This stone's probably going to overcurl by the looks of it. Yeah, just didn't get out to the broom. So now a big scrub here from the team trying to get that over to the center line. And it's on the center. It is tight. That stone cannot be moved. As I look uh, through the window, it's not quite on the center line, but that's an official's call, not mine. So, but here's the call anyway to make the hit or draw, sorry, to the one in the back 4-foot in behind cover. And this one just good weight, just kind of get caught out there. So hit and roll out. And that one goes through the hole in the uprights. So now Team Brayley needs to put one up in the front to block that attempt. And it needs to be still wide open, like it can't be tucked around in behind. So far, so good for Team Brayley playing this in textbook. Wrong button. Now this one's kind of curling a lot. So are they going to play the split? They're going to play the guard there, and now they're going to sit 3. The in off is still there, and it does hide in behind that corner guard. So they get the in, they get the hit, flop, and it's just going to go across the top and spill to the open side. Playing the inside hit. This is the danger. Now they're going to hit their own, and they're going to sit in undercover third shot. If you're going to miss the shot, it's sometimes best to land in a better position. So Team Brown not wasting no time, recognizing that they still are in a precarious position by being behind the tee line, opting to throw one in top 4. And that one drawn right down on top, frozen on top. Team Brayley looking to just play the bump and run, and Coach Wallace Carr having them come out and take a look. This is where Wallace is saying you're down 2, you can't be throwing hits. You need rocks in play to score your points. So playing the drawdown to it. And the team coming up, big scrub, trying to get it in there, trying to get it in there, trying to get it close, trying to get it close. Ooh. And overhead camera angle shows that it is still one blue, but a really good scrub by the team to get it to where it's at. So Team Brown, recognizing that they are sitting shot stone quite well hidden, opting to try to keep it hidden, playing the scoreboard, realizing that they are still up two. And this guard just coming up a little short. So Team Braedley on their first, trying to go around, trying to use that bluestone at the back 4 foot as kind of their catcher. Draw around this center guard. And a big scrub out of the team, and it's just going to catch that curl right there. And it's just going to catch the guard and slide to the back. So going to try to come down in behind. Try to cut off this draw path for Team Braedley. And effectively does just that. That draw path is now not really there. And the only thing that I can see from all this is running the red blue combination. I'm gonna have to play some weight on this. I don't know if I would play it this turn. Maybe I would, but and I only say that is because if where the bluestone is you got to curl past the bluestone first, and it's being higher. But anyway, if it does curl, I said you might get to the inside or the outside of it and crotch it and right in the double there. So we'll see what happens here. The big thing is I think the ice was right. You just got to have the clean release, and it picks off the top. So right now, blue still sitting shot stone, trying to bump that blue one in there for second shot. And that one's going to nudge it in. Ooh. Ooh. And I think teams are looking, and teams have decided, judging from all accounts, that it was two blue. But we, of course, we will wait and confirm what goes up on the scoreboard. But it is for sure one blue, maybe two, as we go into the seventh end, and the teams are conferring with their coaches. Um, so we will join us back here for the seventh end here in about 30 seconds or so. And we are back here in the seventh end. Of course, we are just awaiting teams to tell us what the score was. Um, by all accounts, judging from body language, it was two blue, but of course, we will wait and confirm. This is one of the upsides of having officials kind of in behind every sheet, because then they would tell you what's going on, but where the players are the ones responsible for handling their scores during this event, it is a little more difficult. But nevertheless, Team Brown did score. Um, in end six, I got to remember to move that hammer digit, and it was for two. So it is 7-3 Team Brown. Over on sheet one, the only other game going on at the moment in the sixth end is Team Carter over Team Morrow, and Team Morrow is currently sitting one in the house right now, but they do trail 12-0 at this moment. Um, just they're on the wrong side of the inch of the more experienced Team Carter, and of course, first end the first stones here in our game. Team Brown, recognizing that they are up. Uh, and ahead, opting to play an open game, and Team uh, Braedley needing to come back, tried to play the hit, and it did not work. So now trying to play the other hit. And just hit that one a little too thin and rolls out the back. And at this point, Team Brown's just going to keep lobbing them into the house to keep it open. Guards are kind of their enemy at this point, being up four. So where that one slipped in behind the T line, Team Braedley's going to try to use it as a guard. And this one's just kind of got a little too much mustard and just going to tap it through. And that one's going to just over curl and bounce out to the other side. So, and a normal weight hit call. And a good heavy clean. And a good shot. And we do have handshakes over on sheet one. Team Carter victorious over Team Morrow. These are round robin games, of course, so dropping one is not the end of the world as of yet. Back in our sheet, oops. Back on our sheet, we are now trading hits. This is playing right into Team Brown's hands in keeping a clean end for the eighth, attempting to run one team out of rocks. A big scrub to try to coax it over. Of course, with that heavier up weight, it's going to be a little harder to do that. Team Brown now has full opportunity to do and place the rocks wherever they want them to. Opting to go for the center again. Giving up a force of one is not the end of the world, and that's ideally what you do. And then that way, being the team in the lead, you'd have hammer and just kind of run the opposing team out of stones. Of course, Team Braedley trying to be or should be focused on trying to get rocks in play to generate their offense. And this one's just rolling on the other side. Just seems like this game is kind of unraveled for Team Braedley. Just kind of on that wrong side of the inch, half a shot type deal. This one just trying to draw to the top four button area to force Team Braidley to play the hit. And it's going to slide straight through the house. So, not the tail end of the world, but would have been nice to have had that there so that Braidley would have to hit it. So now Team Braidley trying to go to the button. This, of course, needs to touch the paint, and it does. So, Team Brown for their final stone, make the red go away. Don't need to stick around. Would be nice if you did force them to play it, but not totally required. And a nose hit. So Team Brayley does need to deal with the stone, whether they draw or whether they hit. Team Brayley opting to play the draw. Okay. Now just taking a moment and talking it through because Wallace there, of course, is having an interaction with the team, so that's why. Discussing what needs to happen, taking extra ice, and I think that's a good call. And that one's way, way out there. and it's going to slide through the house, and it's going to be a steal of one for Team Brown. And we have handshakes going on the ice. That is it for the game. So, of course, as I said just briefly ago, I said this is a round robin event in the women's pool. So we are dropping one game is not a huge end of the world, but it is, you know, it is a loss. We are back this afternoon at 4 o'clock here at our Curl NB Live YouTube channel. Our next game will be over on Sheet 3, Team uh, Anna Como versus Team Maisie Carter. Anna Como being playing out of the Capital Winter Club, and Maisie Carter, of course, playing out of the Gage Golf and Curling Club, where we're at currently. So we will see everybody back here at 4 o'clock for game time. Uh, and we want to thank you all for tuning in. And we will, again, we'll see you here at 4.